Greetings to everyone into this truth, both new and seasoned. And in today's video, I'm going to be touching on the new moon, how to identify it, and what should be done when it arrives. If it's one thing we know for certain, truth speaks volumes. For those not aware on what the new moon is, it's when the moon's at its darkest, and it looks something like this. Some other researchers has the new moon as a slight crescent on the right hand side of the moon, which looks something like this. They're only separated a day apart, so it's really not far. So either is fine, I guess. During the ancient times, they went by something called the lunar cycle, which is done by analyzing the moon. It said the calendar month lasted about 29.5 days. 29 to 30 days to cut the confusion. So let's go through a calendar with me, explaining the run through. So this is a January 2023 calendar. January usually had 30 days in the biblical month. And I say usually because it went by the lunar cycle. And the new month was signified by the new moon. So it could be 29 or it could be 30 days. But by this biblical calendar, it highlights 30 days. And the majority that you come across also has 30 days. So we're going to use this as a reference. Now, from what we can see, the new moon starts from the 21st of January. That will count as the first day of the month in January. So from that day, if we count 30 days, it will land on the 19th. So that will be the end of the month, and the new month will begin on the 20th. As we see, it is the new moon. Now biblically, anytime a new moon came around, it was celebrated with a feast, and the trumpet was blown, also known as a shofar, and it looks like this. And to get it to actually sound, it takes some level of skill, if I'm being honest, so you have to practice a bit. Let's go to a scripture. Psalms chapter 81, starting from verse 1. To the chief musician upon Gittith, a psalm of Asaph. Sing aloud unto God our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord of Jacob. Take a psalm, and bring hither and timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. Isaiah chapter 66, starting from verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So for those not aware, Sabbath commence every Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, weekly, and it's something we should uphold every week. I have a video touching on the Sabbath, and I will leave the link in the description. And we see it's the same for the new moons on a monthly basis. Numbers chapter 10, starting from verse 10. On the day of your gladness also, and at your appointed feasts at the beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They shall be a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. So on the new moon, we should eat sheep or goat, because during the peace offerings and burnt offerings, those were the animal sacrifice. But for those not aware, we no longer need to offer offerings, as Christ paid that debt for us on the cross. And I go more into detail about that on the previous video I made, named Why Was Jesus Christ Sacrificed? And I will leave the link in the description for that video also. Now I'm about to read an example in the scriptures where the new moon was celebrated, and then another showing the offerings of the lamb. 1 Samuel chapter 20, starting from verse 23. And as touching the matter which thou and I have spoken of, behold, the Lord be between thee and me forever. So David hid himself in the field. And when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. Numbers chapter 28, verse 11. And in the beginnings of your months, ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks, and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot. But as you know, if you didn't know already, you don't have to offer an offering. And there's no way we would know whether it's a lamb of the first year without spots or not. So I guess that's where faith and grace come in, and we have to deal with the situation according. And when I say that, I mean we have to do what we're able to do. We have to do or use what's at our disposal. I hope I was able to edify everyone in this video today. Stay safe and stay blessed.